into Champions Light. And we'll see those picks and bans for both squads. Talon on the blue side, Resurgence on the red. Resurgence, let's see if they can continue their climb up the standings and get themselves their second win in the PCS. And Talon, they're looking to finish off their round robin 7-2 for the first half. As bans already shown, we got rid of the Elise as well as the Felios.
All right, this looks very, very standard bans for this draft in particular. And we see Epic doing the usual, ritual before the games have begun. That's going to be interesting. LeBlanc, a respect ban against Raven, and now Zoe as well up against Candy, because Candy has played Zoe actually once, but LeBlanc is actually also one of his preferred mid lane pickups. Oh yeah, Candy was the only one that used Lucian. It was against Alpha Esports, and that was a huge upset as well.
Yeah, they took the Lucian mid lane, and it was lackluster, I guess is the best way to put it. So Candy, let's see what he decides to go with. It's going to be a first lock-in, though, for Unified on the Misfortune, as the Senna and Zoe were banned out there by Resurgence, as well as the LeBlanc and the Varus over for Talon. And instantly, all right, Maxi says, you take my Misfortune, I will rely on my Ezreal instead. No
surprises at all. We'll see, though, what they decide to pick up in terms of, perhaps, they... Oh, okay.
Are you going to blind or Renekton right away?
Okay, Set is open, so I guess they don't want to pick that up because perhaps Talon already has an answer, but it still defeats the purpose-ish because you picked it up too early. I guess they're confident in this matchup in particular. I guess the problem is, or like I assume, does Hanabi would like to play more of the hard counter or more of the standard picks? Like, I guess he can go back on Bjorn.
He could go with it. Rek'Sai was locked in there for Talon. For Hanabi, do they want to show their top? Yep, that looks like it's going to be the plan. Go ahead, get that Ornn locked in. And for Resurgence, now they can look to pick up their jungle, and they'll mirror the draft, or they might try and get a little bit more priority on a different lane. They do have the counter pick at the very end of the draft, so maybe show the support. No, they opt in maybe for this Trundle instead, and that is going to be the lock-in. Resurgence's Trundle. Gengar didn't have the best game on it. This is the first time I think we're seeing Epic on the champion.
Yes. He picked Lee Sin earlier, didn't he?
He's played Lee Sin both games, if I recall. Epic has.
Interesting, as I'm not a big fan of the Trundle. I think it's because based on the performances of the Trundle in general in the PCS. But it does give way to a more aggressive style for RSG. It fits well if they do want to go to that all-in. It's either you pick the Olaf, Xin Zhao, or the Trundle, and that fits well. I guess in terms of dive potential, I'm not sure if it's going to be there. It's not as slippery as like a Lee Sin or a Elise, perhaps. Or maybe the potential more tankier side of things, which is the Gragas. But now, that's the jungle that they're going to settle. Syndra actually getting taken out as well.
Oh, but look at that. Yuumi going to get locked in for Resurgence. Going to be the Yuumi Ezreal for Talon now. Mid lane still available. Maybe that's what they wish to go with. I'm going to show both picks anyway. So it's going to be Candy on his Azir once again. The Azir in PCS has been a little underperforming, as you guys can see there. About 25% win rate when it comes across the board. Some teams have been having difficulty getting it rolling.
That's true. But in the meantime, what support does Talon decide to take? I mean, for Talon, they do have the Braum. Oh, wait!
Oh, baby!
Because into the Yuumi Ezreal. Okay.
Yep.
Nicely done. Okay.
We're getting ourselves Volibear. We'll see whether or not... are they actually going to go ahead and lock that in? Yes, it is. So it's casted in the mid lane for Raven. So Resurgence, they're opting in for the late game policy of Kassadin to try and assassinate the Misfortune and the bird, Azir. But now you got to deal with the are they brothers? I think they're brothers.
Which one?
Ornn and Volibear in the lore.
Are they?
I think they are. I'll have to double check.
I don't know. Okay.
It's like a Nasus Renekton dynamic. It's a little weird. You know, one's a dog, one's but now gator.
A bear.
And
okay.
one of this is just giant goat.
A bear and goat.
Bear and goat. Yeah, you know how it is. But yes, we're going to see Volibear support, which was a bit of a common, I guess you could say, counter pick coming in when Yuumi was first released. We haven't seen it a whole lot lately. This is the first time we're going to see it over in the PCS. I'm interested to see how Talon tries to play this.
Yep, same here. It is going to be the first Volibear support or for the PCS. Definitely not in competitive in general. It's a good, refreshing sight, actually. Let's see, RSG really does want to force this, you know, composition that they wanted to assemble, the Ezreal Yuumi. We'll see if this works next time. This time. Not next time, Riku. This time.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead, load on into the Rift. That's a bird, not a monkey.
Okay.
And that's
a deer.
A deer with so much horn.
It looks like a husky that you put with the antlers on top of it.
A husky?
Yeah, a husky dog. Yep, that's
what?
it. I'm pretty sure some would agree with me.
I have so many questions.
Okay. This is going to be the second time, I believe, that... actually, this will be the first time Raven is going to be using the Kassadin. Very interested to see how this takes place, because it does make sense. If Shinsekai, the Shinsekai plan does not work out, if he does not get ahead, at least you have, you know, late game in the bank, which is Raven later on. Question is whether or not they can stall, because wave clear is a little bit awkward, I suppose. But it's still there. It's not totally non-existent, but because of how relatively short range, I suppose, everyone is, it's going to be a little bit difficult. You have Mexi, of course, with all the Mystic shots. Sure shot barrage for later on the clear.
Yes. Going back to this Volibear, they are indeed brothers, Riku.
Oh!
And then apparently the Anivia is the sister. Apparently.
Oh?
That's apparently the family dynamic. So there is a ram, a bear,
and a bird.
And then bird.
I'm so confused.
Bird. How's that cute? What?
No, I said I'm so confused.
Yeah,
but now that I think about it, it's kind of cute.
Come on, welcome to the lore. All right, I thought we have established this. We have a bird emperor.
Right.
In
That's
the mid lane.
True.
Who summons sand soldiers. We got a cat on a book.
Uh-huh. And then we got Kassadin, who's the father of Kaisa, apparently.
Yeah, and then he kind of turned into a weird void robot.
Void robot?
I don't know. I've never actually looked into Kassadin's lore, other than he kind of looks like a cyborg almost.
He's like that really famous horror mythological creature. It starts with a C. I don't know how to pronounce it because I'm afraid I might make an idiot out of myself on stream. The C. And it ends with a U. Cthulhu?
You think Kassadin looks like Cthulhu?
Because of the face? I don't know.
If we're going by that, it's Davy Jones from Pirates
Davy Jones. Yeah, that would be better. I have no idea what image of Cthulhu is in my head right now.
That's like a giant squid monster.
It's a small version then.
All right, let's see. Top lane. Let's see if River's just going to show himself immediately. What? Okay.
Phase up flash.
What? Shinsekai? What? Okay, yeah, River going to go around there. We finally go. Shinsekai is going to get taken down. That was a weird path coming out from River, but it ends up working. First blood going over to Talon.
Congratulations, first blood. Yeah, I was a little bit confused on what was the plan there. I suppose, if ever, maybe join Epic, since he was nearby. Well, actually, no, he wasn't nearby. He is very far.
Yeah, unfortunately, Epic can't really do it. Epic is actually, he's just over farming as River already getting ahead of him. So Talon strike early. Get that kill on over to the Rek'Sai, as Epic was looking for a possible gank in top lane, but Wave is pushed in onto that Ornn.
Absolutely. River again on this Rek'Sai. It is going to be his 4th time, I believe. Has been very scary on this champion in particular, and it seems to me, we'll see if Resurgence is ready for that. Again, it has been producing a ton of positive results. And tons of pinks, actually, on the Riverside. No scuttle fight for now.
No scuttle. Well, yeah, both scuttles were taken.
You're taken
River.
already.
River is, he's starting to really control this matchup already. Kaiwing Oh, he's over on a ward. He's just gonna... Oh. Okay, he's gonna see the cross he started. I was like, oh, Epic could get like really sneaky. And no, he didn't.
No.
Bot lane's being pushed in anyway. That's why Kaiwing was able to move. He had the priority. So Resurgence can't really answer that. Yeah, I want to see action here in this bot lane. I want to see the Volibear flip the cat. It's like when you flip a table, the cat's on top of it. You flip the book. You flip the book
too. You're flipping a lot of things here. And I think this is the second time we're seeing this. Ooh.
Nice double up actually there on the Dennis.
Yeah, good thing, again, this lane has tons of poke for Resurgence and as well sustain, but because of that Volibear, it keeps this lane in check, so it makes things a little bit hesitant for Resurgence to push a little bit more forward, so they're going to be satisfied with that. Meanwhile, good vision by Talon, really tracking Epic on his rotations, on his pathing rather.
Hanabi going back up into the top lane. Just doing Ornn things. He's already got his Bammer. The Cinder already started up. We'll help him with the wave push. He can push the lane.
Yes, he will. And, ooh, River.
Already sneaking this. I think they can tell this is likely being taken on the side of Resurgence. River's not showing anywhere else in the map for a little bit, so Ocean Drake will go over to Talon. A nice little objective take here to start things off in their game at 6 minutes. 1 kill, 1 Drake, and 1,000 gold lead.
Yep, very sneaky. And as we see RSG Epic here, probably gonna wait till see, because there's a lot of vision from Talon Esports. So not only do they have information on where Epic is, they also have information of that denial on whenever Epic decides to try something. And basically, Talon Esports will have a comfy lane, especially with Candy early-wise against this Kassadin. Gotta take advantage.
Of the range is the big one. Of course, Kassadin is your melee mage assassin.
Yeah.
It's like a weird thing. I asked Raven to play like the mage assassin, but then he picked the one that's melee. I think it's pretty much an Azir lane until the Kassadin can threaten to kill him with a good rotation of spells. So you can already see that CS lead in mid lane is starting to grow quite a bit. 25 CS, so about 5 waves in favor of Candy, as well as they're going to get themselves another Scuttle. And do they look here for a possible invade or trying to cut off? Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to force Epic to have to take his own blue buff. And that will likely mean Candy gets his own, and then he can continue to push in this Kassadin.
Pretty crazy aggression for Talon Esports map control-wise, as we see that Epic is still not level 6, but River is, so they gotta be careful if they want to initiate certain fights. And my word, that control ward by Talon on RSG's jungle. We'll see though, because he's already done with his blue jungle, so that part is gonna stay after a while before he comes back. Until he comes back, rather.
It's interesting because we can take a look toward this mid lane matchup and see the stats on your screen. Both mid laners actually sit on are pretty instrumental when it comes to the team's success. You're both sitting around 80 to 82% kill participation. It's rare that you see a bunch of solo lane kills, especially from Talon. They like to just wait for those team fights later on. I get big difference, of course. You look at that KDA. Like, Candy's already at a 9.1 KDA, and he's also helping with vision. He's already being able to move away from the mid lane and force RSG to have to react. Because with this matchup early, he could just continue to push in the Kassadin, especially when Raven gets denied his blue buff.
Exactly, and also the fact that Raven will really take a while to ramp up here, and will really rely on these, I suppose, skirmishes and 5v5s. You do poke with Mexi, and then if there are certain targets that still need to be cleaned up, then you enter Raven for the finish, for like the mid game, and then the burst comes after. After a while, I suppose, around the 30 to 35 minute mark. Talon, though, no contest whatsoever. We'll get this repaired.
Yeah, and this has kind of so far been the Talon likes the objective. I guess they get to take it show so far.
There is the vision of Talon is just Wow, and because of there's literally no surprise for Talon, and they can move accordingly. RSG.
Yeah, this is gonna suck now for Raven, especially if blue buff is here. Candy can always push in the wave. It means Raven can't really roam anywhere. He's also gonna be poked out a bunch in the lane, as Candy doesn't get punished pretty much at all once he has blue buff. That's the one thing Azir kind of lacks, his mana early on if you want to try and push the wave hard. Epic being tracked through his jungle, not clearing out that ward. That's unfortunate. So Epic is being tracked. You guys see River and Kaiwing, beelining over. Kaiwing, yeah, he rushed his Moby boots. We haven't seen anything
That's
happening.
scary. Look at how fast he's
Look
going.
how fast that Volibear is. He's just, I'm a-coming.
Just like cracking his knuckles. Oh.
Well, that's going to be a dive on Raven if he's not going to respect this. So there you go. They're going to try and take at least 2 of the plates down. There it is. River, if he wants to, can pop the Rift Herald. So Shelly is going to be going down. And that will be first brick going over in favor of Talon here as they can't stop Shelly. Meanwhile, bot lane. Oh, here we go. You saw the Volibear try to jump in. But wasn't enough as the disengage is there for Dennis and Mexi. But first brick in mid lane going in favor of Talon. That is almost a 40 CS lead on top of it.
Woo, nice start for Talon Esports again, transitioning the Rift Herald. And as well as, again, wave clear was going to be a problem. And with that said, Talon Esports can try to capitalize on that, especially as they're not very equipped and going all in just yet. Their main engage would be most likely either put the Shinsekai going in with a stun or a really nice pillar, then you combine that with Dennis on the Yumi for that all-in, for that snare. But in terms of safety, they do have a lot of heal and aggression as well for Talon Esports. You engage with Kaiwing on the Volibear, you can engage with River and as well as Hanabi. I guess it evens out in terms of the amount of people that can engage properly, but the most reliable one is just Shinsekai for me.
Yeah, Shinsekai, he's going up in this matchup against Hanabi. And coming into it, Hanabi on paper has been performing much better. Now, to be fair, Resurgence as a whole have been having a bit of issues themselves. I think this matchup in particular, I think Shinsekai is going to be rather happy. He's been able to keep up his farm. He's well above that 6.7 he had coming in on paper into the game. That's even with the game added on from earlier against Liav, so the number was actually lower. So I think Resurgence being equal at least at as we're closing into the... See, I want to say equal review, but look at the gold lead.
It's not.
It's a 3,000 gold lead that has just naturally built up in favor of Talon because they've been able to take objectives. They're out farming heavily in the mid lane.
Oof.
Like that's still a 40 CS difference. Raven can't leave his mid lane. Once he gets level 11, I think he can maybe start threatening Candy. But he only just got his row, so he's still stacking that up at this point.
Yeah, it was a last pick Kassadin, so RSG's plan in mind is to just slow the bleed if things get out of control and play safe. I think that was the intention coming into this matchup, especially in the mid lane.
I'm a little concerned here because Epic also, we haven't seen this Trundle anywhere on the map. He's been tracked through his jungle non-stop. There is still wards down from Talon that have been up for close to 5 minutes now, tracking him through the jungle. And he actually went to path bot lane, and then he's gone to the top lane. He's wasted time in his pathing. And River's going to start opening up a pretty big advantage if Epic is not careful and not keeping up with his farm. Because look at this. They're just going to try and shut him down immediately. Kaiwing is just going to push up. He's roaming at his level 6, but you can see Talon absolutely control the top side of the jungle. And for Epic, there's nothing for him to take on the bot side of the map. And even if he tries to go in for an invade, he's looking at possibly, you know, he has to take all the time to go on over. Meanwhile, Hanabi is just pushing top.
Exactly. This happened also at the blue side jungle of Epic. Are they going to dive?
They're just going to try and dive. With no Volibear there, that's going to be the plan. That's also a teleport coming out from likely Shinsekai. Let's see, he's there on the Olaf. Here we go, unified, able to kite back. Hanabi was actually able to pick up the kill onto Mexi, and now Hanabi
Whoa.
re-engages. Candy's been able to answer back. He's on the Azir. He'll get taken down by Raven, and Raven is able to get the blue buff. The flash forward came out. Raven has really nowhere to run. Hanabi just knocking him up for fun. They're able to trade back here, and a proactive play from Resurgence ends up getting turned around.
It backfired as Talon was prepared for that. They did reserve all of their... They didn't get to use their teleports early on to the game, and they all funneled towards that area. Mexi was eating a lot of tower hits. I think he was stunned at some point. Not very sure what caused that. It's a really nice Oran Horn as well, and Raven had nowhere to go. Good finish though on towards Candy, so that's a couple of shutdown golds coming into Raven. And I think that was the desperate rift walk before forward.
Yeah, nothing
to kill
he could really do. He was trying to kill Kaiwing. I like the idea from Resurgence. They saw, okay, Volibear's top lane, let's go and try and dive bot lane pretty much. Not a bad mentality, and they do at least get the kill. But still, the gold lead is in favor of Talon. They've been able to get a little bit more actually out of it, as it's now at 5,000. And it'll likely continue to grow with this Rift Herald take going over to River.
I feel like it could have been a different story if Mexi didn't die early. I think it was him eating a lot of tower shots. So RSG got the shorter end of the stick there from that trade. For Talon, that's the second one again. I guess they open up more on the map, and that top side is also about to fall for RSG.
Let's see, Epic is nearby. They might try and go for a play onto Candy. You see Candy already laying out the damage, and he's in Azir. He can actually push very hard because he's got that Gnasher's Tooth in the build. Extra little bit of attack speed, as well as once he's got his 3 soldiers out, can rip apart those towers very fast. That's going to be another tower in favor of Talon. And that's a 5,000 gold lead now. Mexi might need to be a little careful. River's nearby. He's on top of a ward, though, as Talon then decide, all right, let's go ahead. We can pick up our 3rd break of the game and then threaten for Mountain Soul at 21 minutes.
Very classic, safe styles by Talon Esports. Again, we witnessed them trying to be a little bit more experimental with the Karthus jungle and a few more interesting picks here and there, and now they're back to their original style, the more textbook, I suppose. It works. It worked well against AHQ, and they'll be satisfied with this, you know, step-by-step process towards victory.
Honestly, it just kind of reminds me of the AHQ game with Resurgence. It kind of has the same vibes, where it's just kind of like, oh yeah, Talon gets to farm, gets objectives.
You meant the HKA one, right?
No, the AHQ game.
AHQ versus HKA?
No, AHQ versus Resurgence.
Oh, okay.
Where it was just kind of like this, where, I'll be frank, AHQ had a bigger gold lead at this point, but like Talon have been able to take every objective. They're continually slowly getting a bigger and bigger lead. Dominus is going to be popped here. Call the Forge God going to come out into the double knock-up as Raven tried to rift walk into the fight, but guess what? That's not what you want to be doing there, bud, is he has to back off. They are able to defend the blue buff.
Blue buff acquired, at least, as River has been just stealing a lot of the camps away from Epic, which really slowed down the process of this trundle to grow and be more active in the map. But because of this, laning phase is quite over already, and therefore just reduces the effectiveness of, you know, having a trundle on your side. So now...
yeah, this is about the timeout. I was going to wonder when they were going to pop that right
well, they did. Now they're getting bot.
Yep, they're actually going to take this, I think, before Shelly... she's going to have to ram it. So Shelly's going to come out, get another tower for Talon. It's a 7,000. It just keeps growing. Pretty cool.
It keeps piling up
and
here.
The issue is, the more this gold lead piles on, the bigger of a difference it makes, especially early on. Because if you take into account save the game, if it's almost a 10,000 gold lead, and Resurgence only has 30,000 gold, that's over 30% of their gold is just added on to Talon. So I want to see them try and answer something back. All right, Yuumi, Kassadin, not a bad combo. Let's see how they can chase them down. Last chapter is going to be used. River doesn't have anyone helping out, but he's going to go into the ultimate. Comes on back. Here comes Candy, though, looking for the play. Resurgence decide not to answer back. Actually, they could have probably jumped on Candy. Didn't really have any support. So a nice little pick off there for Resurgence. I like it.
Well done. Again, it really does fit the style of Resurgence of being extra aggressive, I suppose, when the time matters. And because of this, you have the cat with you. Just rift walk in. Easy. Nicely done by RSG. Yeah, because I think they do have really nice vision on that portion of the map. So if ever Talon Esports gets a little bit too confident, probably farming a camp on their own, then they can keep taking advantage of that.
There we go. Mexi going to go ahead. Farm away in mid lane. You know, kind of back into a stalemate, Riku.
It is. It is very... It is. That is it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a stalemate with one team that has like a loaded gun, pretty much on the other side of the table, to be honest. Like, Talon at any point, I feel like, could just try and force stuff on the map.
The same thing that happened with the AHQ game we had previously.
Yeah. It's such a demanding gold lead. Resurgence might try and prevent Mountain Soul, but even if they do, I don't think they're at a state they can actually contest the fight.
Yeah, that's true. Because, again, you want to enter with Shinsekai, and I think... Okay.
There you go. Well, it doesn't matter if Shinsekai enters, because he's going to get knocked up, tossed around. And there you go. Hanabi picks up the kill with the Bellow's Breath.
That's tough, because I think there was vision around that area.
There was one
control
ward.
One control ward. A little bit.
Other than that,
it was
though,
too
not
far
a
off.
lot.
Yeah, it was quite far off, so even if he wanted to escape, it would be too late. Raven.
Raven, yeah, I'd go back to base right now. Let's take a look, though. This is just Shinsekai just getting tossed around at this point.
Oh, boy. Well, yeah, I mean, RSG wanted to bank on, you know, Shinsekai getting ahead, so is able to just bother Unified in the back line, and then everything is just going to pile through. You have that Subjugate from Epic as well to help out, most likely, either Hanabi or River. I mean, against River and Hanabi. And you have the late game-ish, I suppose, with Raven, for later. It's just a matter of how you can stall this one, because Talon is just gotta be at getting that Dragon Soul already. Oof. I guess a Baron, cause the thing is, AHQ never got Baron. Talon though, I think they're the type. Okay.
Oh boy, there we go. Kaiwing, he's a scary bear. And there comes Hanabi over towards the side. Mexi has nowhere to run. It's 5 members of Talon able to dig their claws in and pick up a quick kill there on the Ezreal, and that is also Mountain Soul in Talon's favor. Yeah. Talon can just push in.
Yeah.
Resurgence haven't been really able to do anything. This is very much like that AHQ game where they just let Talon do whatever they want on the map. They're going to go ahead and pick up 2 inhibitors if they wish. Are they seriously just that hungry? They just want to get a Shinsekai. Oh no.
More KDA.
Oh boy.
Who's going to get the kill? It's going to be Unified.
Like, okay, Shinsekai, you're able to survive half a second longer, I guess. But guess what? Yeah. No Renekton, no beefy frontline boy to soak up any damage. And with such a big goal lead already at 22 minutes, yeah, that's the second inhibitor. A clean game so far here from Talon. 1 or 2 mistakes. That's pretty much all I've seen.
Yeah, of those 3 deaths and that 1 death from River. On the Rex side, when Mexi and Dennis, rather Raven and Dennis would try to be aggressive earlier. And now here's the thing, the last hope, I don't know, RSG, I guess they will perhaps try to bother them a little bit, bother Talon a little bit when they start Baron, because that is the next step for Talon Esports. Looks like they want to finish the game in a very textbook styles, as we call it.
Raven just goes ahead, clears that out. Now Talon can look at the Baron with the Azir, shred that pretty fast. Even have the misfortune not even going around. Okay, teleport going to come out. Double teleport. Here we go. Renekton on the flank. So will be the Kassadin. Talon, what they decide to do? Are they just going to collapse there onto one member? Candy able to separate them back with the Emperor's Divide. Now going to go back on in. Last chapter is completely whipped. There is the Call of the Forge God. It's able to find the knockup. This guy goes into stasis. He gets taken down. Raven goes back to the ward from where he teleported. And now Talon are just going to go ahead, double teleport into the base. They're just going to go ahead and end this. There's nothing RSG can really do. Raven's back at the base, but he'll just get, you know, slammed here if he gets too close to the action. 2v3, make it a 2v4. Here comes over the bear, though. Making it a 4v3, and Unified joins on in. They don't even need Baron Riku. They're just going to go ahead and end the game. RSG, final stand. What can you do? Epic gets taken down. Tower will fall. Knock up there onto Raven. It's going to be the kill. It's going to be the tower. It's going to be a double for the Misfortune. Make it a triple. They're adding on to the kill count already. 11-3. Bullet time raining in. It's a quadra. Are they going to dive for the penta?
Are you going to get the penta?
Do it. Oh, they're not going to do it. 12-3. Talon take home an easy victory.
Discipline is key, finishing the game very cleanly, and RSG not able to do anything on that game. And again, it was Talon Esports speeding up the process of the laning phase, and therefore kind of, you know, turned the Trundle pick into null. And again, they were banking on Shinsekai to get ahead, but unfortunately it did not happen.
Yeah, no, that's how it went there. That was even with, like, I didn't even get to talk about it. I saw the Rek'Sai had only Conqueror there. It could have been a Hail of Blades, but it still worked out.
There has been a lot of Rek'Sai
Why do we have
and the
so
Conqueror.
many Conqueror Rek'Sai?
I actually haven't seen any Hail of Blades for week 3. It's
We
always
had
been
one.
a Conqueror.
We had one.
Okay,
We had one.
But
But
most of them were Conqueror.
like overall, it didn't matter. Like,
yeah.
Talon won that so easily. Resurgence, when they go against a better team, except for Liab, because Liab trolled. Like, to be honest, it was pretty much a troll game from Liab. Resurgence just kind of roll over and die. I was hopeful, now I'm not hopeful, Resurgence. You got back into your old habits. We'll go ahead, though, and take a look. I believe it's going to be the first dive. This is pretty much the only proactive play we saw from Resurgence this entire game.
Yeah, they saw that the Rek'Sai was probably on top, getting that Rift Herald. But unfortunately, it was a double teleport. And at that point, Talon Esports hasn't really used the teleport earlier, so that was available for any sort of counterplay. Mexi died early and forced this exchange, and Raven at least got a shutdown on Candy. But everything just piled on. I mean, River was walking from top side down and got involved into that exchange. So props to Talon Esports with their victory.
That is the lowest damage I've ever seen on a Rek'Sai, by the way, for a victory.
Oh yeah.
That's the easiest game as a jungle, is when your lanes just do what you need them to do.
Yeah.
Just win lane. Epic. But we kind of put a spotlight on you coming into this one against, River. And unfortunately, 1.3k damage on a Trundle? Was that...
Was Lee Sin open?
Yes, Lee Sin was open.
Interesting.
Lee Sin was open. Don't pick Trundle anymore, Resurgence.
It has not been performing in the PCS.
That is what I've come to, is both the games where they did absolutely nothing, it was a Trundle.
Yeah.
Don't pick Trundle. It seems cursed. Like, go next. If you see Trundle on your team, go next, Resurgence. That's all I can say here.
I think actually Sinzao is a little bit better.
Yeah, it would have, because it would have forced Epic to do stuff on the map.
Exactly.
Like, okay, you can farm up a storm with Sinzao.
Yeah.
But Trundle, come on, I'd like to see something.
It's pretty straightforward too.
We didn't even get to touch on this bot lane either. Mexi did barely any damage. Like, that's like less than 200 damage a minute. What's going on? Yeah, Resurgence literally just like left their computers. That's all I can say, Riku.
Yeah, because I think Mexi died before anything happened, so that he was the first one to die in that dive.
Really? We're giving it to the bear?
Yes!
What?
I like this.
Did we? Sure, nothing really happened that game. I guess we give it to the support, but like, oh come on,
009, I guess.
River actually had ganks on the Rek'Sai.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe there was a play I missed during like one of those.
Yeah.
Games. Maybe that was the case. But yeah, MVP goes on over to Kaiwing. That was easy.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's Talon right now. Like, oh, this is an easy night.
Yeah, it's another streak of fast games for us, Opal.
Yeah.
That's
Don't say that now, all right?
Okay.
You know what's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's coming up, Riku.
What's up?
We got our next match is going to be coming up. It's Resurgence's playing. So, you know, that might be a slow game itself, too. Like, let's... I don't get this damage. That damage, like, what?
It was sad.
Did you even play a game? Did you even play League of Legends? I don't know. I don't get what's with the low damage numbers, but either way, it's Talon taking home the victory rather clean. I think they only gave up 3 kills.
Yeah, 3 kills.
And that would have been a perfect game for them.
And
so.
missed a quadra kill from
We don't talk about that.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
He got a quadra, or at least,
Yeah.
all right. We can't always be given over the pentas, but of course our next game, it's going to be Resurgence taking on Hong Kong Attitude. Hong Kong Attitude. We'll see if they can go ahead and try and pick up their first win of the day. Resurgence are making their first appearance of the day 3, and their only one. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. When we come back, it's going to be more action for the PCS.